Welcome to the final edition of the 2017 Catamount Football Show with Coach Matt Land. I'm Bill Mayo. This week we'll take a look back at the season, but also talk about the playoff game with Douglas County. So stay right here, back with more Catamount football in just a minute.
You know what makes Carpet Express different from other flooring companies? We care about you. So that you can make the right choice for your home, at Carpet Express we offer carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, ceramic tile, and luxury vinyl tile. We don't only sell you a product. At Carpet Express, we offer quality installation backed by a warranty. We don't stock one or two products. At Carpet Express, we stock up to 100 different products in each category at affordable prices. So come to Carpet Express where we care about you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reginald Sherrill. Are you tired of sweaty underarms and dealing with deodorant stains on your clothes? We're performing a procedure called Mirror Dry. It's safe, non-invasive, sweat and odor-free, deodorant-free. It is clinically proven and FDA approved. I've had the procedure and it really works. The procedure takes about 1 hour, it's local anesthesia, and works immediately. Call our office, Dalton Plastic Surgery, 706-226-3311. 706-226-3311.
I was tired of being limited by my knee pain.
I fell while riding my bike and needed a partial hip replacement.
I was kicking the ball and I felt a snap.
From joint replacements to complex spinal surgeries, Hamilton Medical Center's experts know how to get you back in the game. Quality and expertise matter. Hamilton Medical Center is Joint Commission certified in hip, knee, and shoulder replacement surgery. If pain is keeping you on the sidelines, get your life back with the help of Hamilton Medical Center.
All right, Coach, let's talk a little bit about the 13-6 loss to the Douglas County Tigers Friday night. Tough game.
Tough game. Very, very tough game. To start out, though, it was a tough game. But, to see our young men, how hard they played, how hard they prepared to come back from the loss from Altoona and really had a great week of practice. Certainly had probably one of the best Wednesday practices, and I hate to say that as a barometer or any, but we have learned over the years that's a good indicator of how you're going to play. And had a great one Wednesday night, and really just felt like when we got on those buses to go down there, I didn't feel like we had one guy on our team that really didn't feel like we could win, and probably didn't feel like we would win. But we certainly got into a situation where we'll talk here. Just the game is a game that as it evolved, certainly they made adjustments, we made adjustments, and had our opportunities. And regrettably, we didn't seize the moments like they did, and certainly wound up 13-6.
I think we watched, of course, prepared for them, watched them on film. Watching them on film did not do justice to the speed of their defense.
No doubt.
That overall has got to be one of the fastest defenses we've played in a long time.
I'd go back beyond Sandy Creek even.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like Sandy Creek was the best defense that we had seen. But when you look at a defense that has 5 D1 players, 3 inside your defensive line, everybody talks about
7.
Yeah, I mean, everybody talks about and really you take in 4 with the middle linebacker. So I mean, you're talking about a very, very special football team. Mm-hmm. Certainly a team that there's a reckoning when you play them. We use that word because you can't dismiss what they can do. And, sometimes we maybe lose sight of that. I think in coaching, you build a game plan and you say, okay, if we do this, we do this, we do this, certainly we can win, and that is certainly true. But what happens is you probably wind up getting most of that taken away, because what makes them special is not necessarily, particularly this team, is not what they know, it's what they can do. So their adjustments is not strategical or schematic by nature. It's just increased athleticism.
Right.
And so you're fighting a foe that is a full 48-minute, 60-play foe, and you've got to win it on both sides of the ball. And as we see in this, our defense did an outstanding job shutting them down, holding them less to 300 yards, right at 315 yards, but certainly their rusher, which was kind of their big guy, held him to 145. And you say, wait a minute, you held him? Yeah, you held him because the guy got the ball about 27 times over half of their plays. And so he's going to get his yardage. And he was a very impressive back. But our defense did an outstanding job of holding them. But, we have a couple, let's put it this way. Thought offense, it almost went the way we thought it would go. And would that be fair to you to say?
Yes.
I mean, if you looked at it, we knew we would struggle early on till we could find. We kind of had two game plans, what we felt would work. Part of it was uncharacteristic for us, being in an empty set. Throwing the ball 31 times certainly is not something we've done this year, but we felt like against this team we had to do it. Thought our offense showed great resilience by being able to do that and being successful at it, throwing for over 150 yards and getting those, moving the ball that we had to move it. Because we just knew with that 7, they were going to play 7 like 9.
Right.
And I just didn't think that at the end of the day, our weakness would wind up being special teams. And certainly we had the score on special teams. We have the 3 snafus on our field goal extra point, and there's your 7 points right there.
Yeah, and that's typically something that I know we take a lot of pride in that as a team, as our special teams, and to have that segment have some issues that we had Friday night. I know that's tough for you. That's kind of your baby, and that's what you like. Is that part of it? And
absolutely. I mean, that's something that, of course, when you and I played with Coach Chappell and Coach McManus, and certainly Coach McClurg, it was close to his heart, as he did most of the special teams with Coach Chappell. And then Coach Weingarten, and we've tried to carry that on. Our special teams are notoriously, we're always really the best unit, even against the teams from Atlanta who have really good special teams. We understand why some teams don't have it, but for the most part, particularly we're in 6A, most of the teams have good kickers, good punters, good pursuit, and all that stuff, and at least spend some amount of time on it. So, you hate for it to come down a handful of plays, but we know that when you play the great teams, and we've said it, the Harrison game, we certainly said it the Altoona game, and you look at this game here, the losing 3 of our last 4, came down to little things.
Yes. And
the fact that in this game it came down to little things on special teams, that just shows you how important playing at this level is. And you said it on the bus ride back. We got to play perfect. That's the threshold. And anything short of that is generally going to leave us short, as it did in this case. But having said all of that, I think the one blessing looking at this, though, is that this group, and we'll talk a little bit more in closing about it, this group played with one of the biggest hearts. And, when you look out there and see some of our guys playing, and they're giving up. I mean, I'm just thinking particularly about our linebackers. I mean, our biggest linebacker is 5'8", 178 pounds maybe. And, there's a center 6'6", 347 pounds, and I'm not exaggerating that. That was his size, one of the biggest men I've ever seen in my life.
Big guy.
And, I mean, he lived off of, small animals and small children. I mean, he was huge. But this guy, man, our guys just stood toe-to-toe with him, looking at us on the offensive line. Certainly we maybe didn't give up weight, but we gave up athleticism. I mean, you're talking about a left end committed to Clemson, right end could go to Georgia or Alabama, whichever one wants to, and he's only a freshman. Inside guy, 6'5", 275 pounds. I mean, you see this. These guys didn't see that. They didn't look at that in any awe. They looked at that and said, it's going to be a long night, but I'm here for 48 minutes. And that's what I love about Catamount football. What I love about this group that has carried on that tradition is that our expectations are in no way connected to how good the other team is. There is what we do, and that is win, and we got to figure out a way to do it. And the effort and the trustworthiness and the loyalty and the faith that they had in each other and their coaches and their game plan, that inspires you. And it inspired, I've heard so much from our fans just how much that meant to them to see our guys fighting. And so at the end of the day, even when you come up short, you can find some good things in these kind of situations, and certainly you can always look to the players where the good spots are. And to see these young men the way they played, my hat's off to them. They showed so much courage and effort. It was outstanding.
I think one last point before we close up this game is I do not believe Douglas County had been hit on either side of the ball. I mean, every time you looked up, somebody was on the ground.
That's exactly
Whether
right.
it was
That's
the running
exactly
back
right.
or the center or number one, the defensive end,
Yeah.
or 28. I mean, our guys got after them all night long, and they knew that they were in it. They knew they were in a battle.
That's a great point. In fact, when we were walking off, the sentiment that the coach kind of shared with me as we were walking off, he literally, when I shook his hand, he went, whew. I mean, it was just like we got out of here. He knew it. And our guys outlasted their guys. I mean, and it got to the point later in the second half, they were playing offensive guys on defense, defensive guys on offense.
Right.
And just sometimes, to our guys' credit, there's sometimes you just can't overcome certain things. And athleticism is one of those things. And certainly it didn't work to our advantage the other night, but I tell you what, these guys didn't give up. They fought, and like you said, we punched them in the mouth as much as we could. And a lot of those guys got carried off on the sidelines.
Absolutely.
And somehow they found their way back after about 6 or 7 plays. But, I loved this group. This was a fun group to coach, and this was a fun game to coach in. We talk about this. It's hard to imagine playing in a game that doesn't matter. And that's been great being in 6A to know that every game
Absolutely.
you got to be playing. Even the bad teams. We go down to South Cobb, they got 5 to 6 to 7 athletes that can change the game at any moment. And you got to be on your best. And so it's just fun to be in these kind of games, and it's fun to see our kids step up to the plate when it's time to step up.
Absolutely. Take a quick break. Be back in just a minute.
Home is a place where all are welcome. It's where the story begins. It's not a place, it's a feeling. Home is where the heart is. At Furniture of Dalton, we handpick each of our 150 brands so that you can find your perfect heart's desire. Come see what you've been missing at Carpets of Dalton and Furniture of Dalton, the destination that brings you home. Exit 328 off I-75.
I was sinking deep underneath. You rescued me.
I was tired of being limited by my knee pain.
I fell while riding my bike and needed a partial hip replacement.
I was kicking the ball and I felt a snap.
From joint replacements to complex spinal surgeries, Hamilton Medical Center's experts know how to get you back in the game. Quality and expertise matter. Hamilton Medical Center is Joint Commission certified in hip, knee, and shoulder replacement surgery. If pain is keeping you on the sidelines, get your life back with the help of Hamilton Medical Center.
Hi, I'm Charles R. Hicks Sr.
Hi, I'm Rick Patton.
Here at Transformers, we specialize in transmission of automatic and manual.
But we also offer all factory scheduled maintenance on all makes and models, along with major and minor repairs on all makes and models.
And all of our remanufactured transmissions comes with a 3-year unlimited mileage nationwide warranty.
We also stock a complete line of BG products to keep your car safe and on the road.
From the Transformers crew, God bless and have a beautiful day.
Train like a pro at Performance Sports Academy. Get one-on-one training from former professional and collegiate players, featuring indoor baseball and softball training facilities, ground ball area, 3 pitching mounds, and 4 batting cages. Performance Sports Academy is also available for team rentals. Call 706-537-3169 today and train like a pro at Performance Sports Academy.
Home is a place where all are welcome. It's where the story begins. It's not a place, it's a feeling. Home is where the heart is. At Furniture of Dalton, we handpick each of our 150 brands so that you can find your perfect heart's desire. Come see what you've been missing at Carpets of Dalton and Furniture of Dalton, the destination that brings you home. exit 328 off I-75.
I'm Kelsey with the Chick-fil-A here in Dalton, and we're partnering again this year with the Dalton Quarterback Club to provide you an awesome tailgate meal each home game starting at 5:30. Be sure to be here by 6 o'clock for the catwalk and get your Chick-fil-A meal with Coke products sold separately. Chick-fil-A of Dalton reminds you to eat more chicken
And go Big Red!
The twins came sooner than expected.
The nurses cared for me and my baby.
I chose Hamilton because I trust my doctor.
Hamilton Medical Center is home to beautiful new arrivals every day. Each child and each delivery is unique. Hamilton is prepared with a level 3 neonatal intensive care unit and comfortable rooms and amenities. Hamilton Medical Center, serving you and your family with compassion, healing, and excellence.
Welcome back to the Catamount Football Show, and we have a very special coach interview segment tonight. We have Dr., Professor, Director of the Dalton High School Band, David Henry. David, welcome to the show.
Well, thanks so much. I'm a big fan of the show, so it's an honor to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you on. First, talk a little bit about, kind of give us your background. We know you're a Dalton High graduate, but kind of go through that and what led you back to Dalton High School directing the band.
Well, that's an interesting subject. I grew up in Dalton, class of '78, so was here for a lot of the really, really good teams. Was at the Carver game as a 6, 7-year-old boy. Dad took me to Atlanta for that. So I grew up just a couple blocks from here and grew up on Harmon Field football. And when I graduated college, I went to Jacksonville State University, ended up working in the Atlanta area for about 30 years, and then came home, and I had the opportunity to come back to Dalton in 2004, so I jumped on it, and here we are.
So how is it being back home? I mean, even though you've been here for quite a while, but coming back home, think back to that. How was that coming back to take over the band? Because the band's always been a special part of the school and a big deal, right?
Well, it has, and it's always been a big deal to me. You know, obviously choosing that as a career path made it a big deal. And I interviewed as a really young director for an assistant job here and didn't get it, and it was probably a good thing. I don't think I was quite ready for prime time just yet. But coming home, it was great getting interviewed and accepting the job. And I tell you, when it really hit me that I was on the other side of the fence was the first morning coming to campus and putting the key in the lock of the band room and realizing, okay, this is going to be a little bit different. But it's been nothing but a pleasure watching the band grow over the last few years, and I'm so glad I did it.
Absolutely. So I want you to talk about one thing. I think people that haven't been around you guys or seen you guys practice, we've been practicing. We've practiced adjacent to y'all in spring practice and different times, and it's hard work. I mean, kind of talk about what they go through and the drills and the things you do with those guys.
It is. It's a pretty intense. It's a pretty intense workout. Of course, we're a non-contact sport mostly. If everybody's moving in the right direction,
unless you have two tubas crashing.
Unless we have an accident. That's right. It's a non-contact sport. But you know, our season starts about June 20th. Is when we start our first summer rehearsals, and you know, these kids are giving up a lot of their summer vacation. We have mandatory camps in the summer as well. Once school starts, it's every day after school for a couple hours. Thursday night's a 3-hour block. Friday's games. Saturday can be a rehearsal or a contest. So it's physically demanding. It's a challenge to balance with their schoolwork and everything else they got going on. So it's a real challenge for them.
So one side that obviously that we see is part of the football game is the halftime show, but talk about the contest. That's something that you guys go off, and unless you're a band parent or you don't really understand that or realize maybe what all you guys are up to.
Well, and that's a real good question. We compete on Saturdays, which of course for us that are college football fans can be a little bit of a drag sometimes, but it's always fun to take the band to contest. And the Dalton band sort of built its history around being a competitive unit in the 60s and 70s. And so we use that in our recruiting process and talking to the young folks about wanting to be a part of it. And we make it real clear right up front. We have two big goals. One is to support the Cats on Friday night, and one is to win on Saturday. And you know, I ask the kids a few basic questions. If if they don't mind breaking a sweat, and if they like to win. And if they are okay with both those things, then we recruit them and get them out there.
Absolutely. One of the things you guys do, you mentioned it, supporting the team on Friday nights. Being the region that we're in, we have some teams that will come up here and play that do not bring their band.
Right.
I don't think I've yet to see you guys not load up on the bus and head wherever the team's going. Kind of talk about your philosophy with that, and because I know it means a lot for us to have you guys there.
Well, it goes back to what we were just talking about. Job one is to support the Cats, and if that's here or Atlanta or Columbus, Georgia, or wherever, we're going to be on the bus and we're going to go. There's times during the holidays we maybe can't do our halftime show if we've got people missing, but we're always going to be in the stands rooting the team on because, having been up there as a student, I distinctly remember the importance of the connection between that and what's going on the field. And we know you guys appreciate having us up there, so we're not going to let you down.
Absolutely. Okay, so now I got an X's and O question. You got 100 and however many. How many are there? 80, 100?
About 120.
120 out there marching around in circles. I know we have a challenge getting 11 people to go the direction we want them to go. How do you get 120 going in the proper directions without smashing into each other?
That's a really good question for somebody that doesn't follow it. Well, for one thing, all we have is X's. We don't, or whichever one's offense. We don't. There's nobody lined up trying to tackle us, so it's a little bit easier getting people where they need to be. But it's just done in a very methodical way. We teach the choreography, we call it the drill, through a set of sheets that each kid gets. That's basically an XY graph like they learn about in their math class. And everybody has a plot on that graph.
So it lays out the football field?
It's got the football markings. Those are our landmarks. And as long as we've got hash marks and yard lines and the midfield X and the sidelines, then they learn very early on how to find their position very quickly. So the goal is to be able to say, okay, we're at page 20, for example, and then in 90 seconds, I expect them to be standing in page 20.
So how long does it take to teach them a routine?
Well, it takes a long, long time. And, back in my day, bands did, a lot of folks will probably remember this, bands did more than one show during a year. And it's because the marching was very, very simple. The music was easy. A lot of bands even carried music with them on the field. As competitive band has grown, it's turned more into you do this one show that kind of doubles as your competition show and as your halftime show. So it's a lot more sophisticated, and I tell my kids, you guys, our show this year had 71 sets of coordinates, and that's not counting subsets. So it was probably over 100 pages of choreography, right? So it's just going to take some time to do that. I probably didn't do 100 pages of drill in 4 years of 3 different shows a year.
Yeah.
It was just very, very basic back then. So it takes a long time. That's why we have to start so early. Band camps when we start putting that on. This also explains why if you come to Harmon Field early season, you may only see a portion of the actual competition show because it takes a while to get it out there and to get it to a level where we feel comfortable presenting it to the public. And so we each week try to add on and keep polishing it, and by mid-season we're usually rocking.
I think the other thing that I find interesting is when you guys travel. Okay, you've got 3 or 4 bus loads of kids coming, but you've also got a tractor trailer.
That's right.
That's bringing all that stuff you got to bring. It's quite an undertaking to get you guys on the road.
It is for anybody that's not seen it. That's right. It's a full-size semi, and we fill it up. As a matter of fact, we're kind of looking for maybe another one here down the road because we've got so much equipment we can barely get it in there. That reminds me of the reaction we got a couple years ago. I guess it's been we played at North Atlanta down at Grady Stadium, and a lot of those bands don't have that. And we pulled up, and that guy in charge of parking took one look, and he said, "Do y'all take that everywhere you go?" I said, "Yeah, pretty much." So they had a hard time fitting it in the parking that night, but there's a lot to it, and so it has to be loaded and unloaded every time we come to a ball game. Even Harmon Field seems like a home game, but for us, it's almost a road game.
All right, I'm gonna give you a recruiting venue here. If you got some young folks that want to participate in the band, what do they need to do? How do they just get signed up? Or
that's a great idea. If they're already a part of the Dalton Middle School band, there will be channels laid out for you in the spring. We'll be coming and interviewing each of you and talking to you about high school band. If they're a high school student or a middle school student that's not currently a part of band, they just need to contact me or the middle school directors, and we'll talk to them about what some of the possibilities are and getting involved. We have walk-ons just about every year. So it's never too late to join.
All right, now we're graduating several offensive linemen this year, so if you get any big guys, send them my way, please. We need some offensive linemen.
I still remember you trying to raid my tuba section a few years ago.
Absolutely. We were going to scrimmage them, and I was a little afraid, though. I called it off because I thought you might take us.
I don't know about that.
All right, Dave. Well, thank you so much for everything you do. We certainly appreciate the support that the band gives the football team, and you guys do a great job. So.
Well, Coach, thanks so much. I appreciate you having me here, and we're looking forward to next season already.
All right. So right here, we'll be back with more Catamount football after these messages.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reginald Sherrill. Are you tired of sweaty underarms and dealing with deodorant stains on your clothes? We're performing a procedure called Mayo Dry. It's safe, non-invasive, sweat and odor-free, deodorant-free. It is clinically proven and FDA approved. I've had the procedure and it really works. The procedure takes about 1 hour, it's local anesthesia, and works immediately. Call our office, Dalton Plastic Surgery, 706-226-3311. 706-226-3311.
So, how you guys doing?
My job starts in Portland in a month.
Can we find a buyer that fast? I think we're good. Our CBX app tells us who the best potential buyers are. We can pinpoint where the hottest prospects are located, right on this map.
2 cities over.
It even lets us set the most accurate price.
Wow, it really does all that.
It really does all that.
Well, help us pack?
We're working on that.
You know what makes Carpet Express different from other flooring companies? We care about you. So that you can make the right choice for your home, at Carpet Express we offer carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, ceramic tile, and luxury vinyl tile. We don't only sell you a product. At Carpet Express we offer quality installation backed by a warranty. We don't stock 1 or 2 products. At Carpet Express we stock up to 100 different products in each category at affordable prices. So come to Carpet Express where we care about you.
It's football time again in Northwest Georgia. Not a lot has changed at the Oakwood Cafe since we filmed last season. We are still serving the same fantastic food we have for the past 13 years. Our staff is many of the familiar faces you consider family. Our catering department is the best in North Georgia, serving over 400 people daily. We love this community and we wake up 6 days a week looking forward to serving you your favorite Oakwood Cafe meal with a smile. Oakwood Cafe in historic downtown Dalton.
Hi, I'm Charles R. Hicks Sr.
Hi, I'm Rick Patton.
Here at Transformers, we specialize in transmission of automatic and manual.
But we also offer all factory scheduled maintenance on all makes and models, along with major and minor repairs on all makes and models.
And all of our remanufactured transmissions comes with a 3-year unlimited mileage nationwide warranty.
We also stock a complete line of BG products to keep your car safe and on the road.
From the Transformers crew, God bless and have a beautiful day.
Home is a place where all are welcome. It's where the story begins. It's not a place, it's a feeling. Home is where the heart is. At Furniture of Dalton, we handpick each of our 150 brands so that you can find your perfect heart's desire. Come see what you've been missing at Carpets of Dalton and Furniture of Dalton, the destination that brings you home. Exit 328 off I-75.
I'm Kelsey with the Chick-fil-A here in Dalton, and we're partnering again this year with the Dalton Quarterback Club to provide you an awesome tailgate meal each home game starting at 5:30. Be sure to be here by 6 o'clock for the catwalk and get your Chick-fil-A meal with Coke products sold separately. Chick-fil-A of Dalton reminds you to eat more chicken
and go Big Red! Let's go!
All right, coming out for the coin toss, there is number 60. That is a big fella.
Mount Center.
Absolutely.
Is that fair?
Douglas County had a nice facility. I mean,
Great facility.
they had just redone the field, done some work to it. It was very nice.
Absolutely. Great job right here, Jack Ridley on the first play. Just a very quick pass on the sideline there. Jack did a good job coming up. And you just see right there, very athletic, very physical offensive line. That's right, a great job of our defensive line, just trying to keep them strong. And right there you see Noah Bartu and Jack Ridley and Roger Quintero. Those guys have just played an outstanding. You see Malachi, one of our starting sophomores out there as well. Jack, a junior, he'll be returning next year. They moved the ball down pretty handily on us as far as taking at least 3 downs, though, to get it. They had 1 4th down conversion. But at the end of the day, our defense basically did what we had to do, and that was make them drive the ball. And that was the last time they'd find the end zone through their offense.
Came out, and early in the game, they were giving us 8. You can see 8 people in the box.
Yeah.
We can't run into that, so JP does a good job of making a couple of throws here and wind up having to punt on this first possession.
Good job right there by Ivan. Cold the other night. Balls were a little bit hard. Great job coming off the edge right there by Roger. And, you know, even though we gave up so much weight inside, our guys just did an outstanding job of holding the fort right there. And you see Lorenzo Garcia, one of our seniors, that just had a phenomenal year. But Jerry Alvarado right there, Roger Quintero, Kevin Diaz, Grant Goldberg, Noah Bartu, those guys. And here's the fake punt. And right there, we're in position, and we just don't make the play. We just don't make the play. We have 3 opportunities to make it, and we don't. And heads up to them. A good job to them of attacking us right there and getting it down the field.
Good, another good RPO throw and catch there with JP. This is what you got to do when you get people loading up to stop the run.
That's right.
And the first half of the game, they were really determined. They've got 7 in the box. Here's JP making a good decision on keeping the ball.
He did a good job of reading the other night.
We got this ball down to the 28 and really felt like we were going to get a touchdown here after that run.
Yep.
Thought we were headed in that direction. We ended up missing a field goal, unfortunately.
Good job right there. Christian Lama, a sophomore that'll be back for us, played really big this year. Got to get him, continue to get him stronger. Good quickness, though, and you see right there Lorenzo, you almost had to sacrifice a maiden to the volcano,
right.
From the Volcano movie. I mean, literally, he was so big, but you could wrap him up. You could tie him up with one person. So good job forcing the punt.
There's Jaden Montgomery catching the ball.
Right there, you see it. Great job right there. Jerry Alvarado.
Number 2 is their outside linebacker that's
right.
committed to Minnesota. After number 6 had gotten knocked around, they put number 2. That's just what kind of athlete this guy is.
And he's the one that took the fake punt.
Yeah,
55 yards for a touchdown.
So terrific athlete.
Good job right there by Jerry. And you see right there Gabe Hill, one of our sophomores, another sophomore on their defense who moved into the inside as a starter. So forced them to punt again. They punted 9 times the other night.
Good hard running by Jameer right there. Good job by Dylan Cole and Aaron Frere on just basically a kind of a lead play.
That kid right there, 14, may be the fastest safety
he is very fast.
we have ever played. Great job by our line right there.
Yep, good job. We actually had our tackles pass setting these defensive ends on some running plays just because they were so aggressive in coming up the field.
So we wind up punting. They move the ball down the field, get a couple of first downs, and then you see right there blitz off the edge by Jack Ridley. Good job coming in, working off of the tackle. Good job right there by Kevin Diaz and by Lorenzo.
Come back on offense. This is right before the half. Run a trap play there. Tyus does a good job of picking up 10, 15 yards. We don't block it exactly right, but it works out okay.
It worked, though.
It worked out okay.
Wouldn't want to run it that way again.
No, definitely don't want to draw it up that way. So go in the half, down 13 to nothing.
The twins came sooner than expected.
The nurses cared for me and my baby.
I chose Hamilton because I trust my doctor.
Hamilton Medical Center is home to beautiful new arrivals every day. Each child and each delivery is unique. Hamilton is prepared with a Level 3 neonatal intensive care unit and comfortable rooms and amenities. Hamilton Medical Center, serving you and your family with compassion, healing, and excellence.
I was sinking deep underneath.
Come back out. Second half.
Really felt like Ty's brought, really the whole year, not just this play or this game, but he really became that physical runner for us that we didn't have with the loss of Ahmad Tanner.
Yep, good physical running style. He and Jameer were good complements to each other running the football.
And will be good compliments again next year.
Come again. Good gain, 5 or 6 yards right there. Good hard running. I got a twist going. Good job of JP getting rid of the football, getting it out to
Jade
Jaden.
Montgomery. Just a good job right there as well.
Another good running play. Pick up about 9 yards right there. Good job by the guys up front. Just
a little bit more gas on it.
Just a little bit more. Fourth down. Nice job. Trap play with our left tackle, Dylan, coming over and trapping the defensive end. It's a really good looking play. Good job by the rest of the line there. Good first down. So we've got something going, but we ended up stalling out and can't convert the field goal.
Well, that's our second missed field goal of the game. We come back right here, and our defense just does an outstanding job. And I think that was 6, and that was on that play. That was, he had the one more play in. Right here, boom, good hit right there. And that's one of these right here was one of the last plays he's in on the game. So we wind up forcing a punt. Good job right here by Nasir all year long, not letting the ball roll. Sometimes we didn't like the way he'd filled it, but he got it, never mishandled it. Go 3 and out and have to punt.
Good job of pinning them deep.
That's right. Punted 3 of 8 times inside the 20, so that's always a big thing when you can do that from a special team standpoint. Hold right there by 54. Great job fighting off of that. Good job right there by Kevin Diaz and Jerry Alvarado once again. And then when we force a punt, right here close to the end of the third quarter, and a good job right there of Nasir holding on to that to some degree.
So we're back with the fourth quarter highlights here. Got a screen play. Good throw and catch by Yendry. Good job by Mal getting down there. And Yendry is smart. He rolls on the defender's legs and gets up and keeps running. And to the officials' credit, they got it right. I actually thought he was down, but I've watched it again several times, and his leg rolls on the defender's leg.
We have 2 views of it, and it was great to see. He didn't touch it. So great job. And if he had, it would still been okay.
Absolutely.
We would deserved a few calls
That's right.
after this season and this crew.
Good execution on the screenplay there.
Good job of our linemen, though. Continue to stay down the field, get on the ball right there. Ivan Calderon, another one of our seniors who we will miss definitely, but did a great job all year long.
So that makes it 13-6.
And beginning of the fourth quarter. Yeah, I mean, that was the first play of the fourth quarter, so you got to like where we're at. Defensively, we were zoned in on them. Great job right there by Roger and Jerry. And you see right there, Jerry's he's whipping down. Harrison Hughes, free safety senior, who'll be leaving us. Great job. Just sound all year. Good job right there. A little hold, as you can tell, by the jersey. So 3 and out, get another punt.
Yep. Good first play there. Run the belly and pick up a few yards. We ended up, I don't know if it was a penalty or
penalty and then a sack.
Yeah. Just catches the ball, but he's out of bounds. Needed to convert that one.
That's right. So wind up punting, and just once again right there, great job by Noah Bartu. Christian Lama working down the field right there. 6 comes back into the game. Come back, they try to RPO to the side, and Roger Quintero, those guys have seen that enough at practice, and you just see, and as Bill, you would say, a host of
white
Catamounts.
shirts
That's
in
right.
there on him.
So just big hits right there. Bam, bam. Get another one coming in right there. And then backside, Grant Goldberg, Jerry Alvarado, Kevin Diaz, Austin Hackney. Tons of those guys getting there, and he loses a helmet in the process. And right here at this point, our defense is just, they're shacking them. I mean, right now, you just see right there, you see a great job out of Noah Bartu coming up, filling the gap. Good coverage right there on the corner. Wind up getting them to punt to us.
Good catch by Gavin House right there. Or Gavin DeFour.
Gavin DeFour.
Whichever.
Get a little extracurricular activity out of bounds.
So get a first down on the late hit. Good job by Dylan Cole there battling number 1.
Yeah.
Number 1's a good player, and so is 28.
No
Both
doubt.
those defensive ends were really good.
Absolutely. Well, that's the one you'd like to have back right there. That one right there. That was for first down. But we wind up not being able to convert there, having to punt again. There's about 4 minutes left in the game. Defense felt really good about what they were doing, and certainly right here you see it. They've brought now number 3 into the game, which is our 3rd running back. We've knocked 6 out. 2 is playing on defense most of the time, and so now we've got number 3 in the game. And right here you just see us getting the ball back on offense.
Yep. Good hard running by JP here.
Boy, no doubt. No doubt. Fighting. We will miss JP. We're going to miss his leadership style.
Absolutely.
We're going to miss his heart. And there's nobody that's a better competitor than number 13.
Good job by Gavin of walking
Absolutely.
downfield.
And Jaden Montgomery as well. Good job.
Good catch. It's a 5-yard gain there. 4th down. Great catch by Gavin.
Boy, you ain't kidding.
Great catch by Gavin to get the first down.
That was huge. Boy, it just felt like the momentum was out right here.
I'm telling you, it did.
I mean, just didn't have a doubt that we weren't going to able from this point on take it and score.
No question.
Boy, right there, good job.
Yep, good tough running by Tyus. Picking up about 5 yards, 3rd and 5.
Another good job right there by out of the backfield.
Yep. Good protection. Just a little angle pass to the running back. 4th down.
Oh. Gosh.
Tough break right there.
Yeah, tough break. Great pass, great protection, good route. Just one of those nights. One of those nights. So hats off to Douglas County. Hope they do well from this point on. Certainly they now make the Sweet 16, and we'll see how far they go.
With the Chick-fil-A here in Dalton, and we're partnering again this year with the Dalton Quarterback Club to provide you an awesome tailgate meal each home game starting at 5:30. Be sure to be here by 6 o'clock for the catwalk and get your Chick-fil-A meal with Coke products sold separately. Chick-fil-A of Dalton reminds you to eat more chicken
and go Big Red! Let's go Dalton!
All right, we're back to Catamount football. Coach, let's talk a little bit about this 2017 team and the seniors and kind of maybe how things will start stacking up for next season. Offensively, We played 7 guys on the offensive line. 5 of them graduate. Now we've got 2.
Is it already time to bring that up?
Yeah, we've got 2 young fellows coming back with Ozzie and Manny.
Ones.
Yeah, 2 good ones. And then skill-wise, lose JP, Gavin, Chandler, both tight ends, Aaron and Hunter. So it got a lot of work to do in spring practice, right? Yeah, Jay.
We do. You know, you look at us offensively, and I think this is the great thing about this team. You know, last year we lost, as we talked, you know, we were sitting here last year, probably a year ago so, and talking about, okay, well, what happens next year? You know, we're going to lose 18 to 19 starters. You know, how do you replenish? And I think the overarching 30,000-foot story first is somebody steps up. It's the Dalton way. It's become the Dalton expectation, and it's certainly been the Dalton experience. There's somebody waiting in the wings. Our coaches do an outstanding job of creating development throughout the year. First of all, in our off-season program, Coach Thompson, Coach Rigdon, Coach Cole, they just do an outstanding job with their speed and strength and conditioning, getting that. And then all of our guys play other sports. So, you know, we got guys that they straight now. I mean, Monday, in fact, Saturday morning, they were at basketball practice. You know, today they were having pictures. On Sunday, they're doing pictures. So, I mean, everybody transitions to the next phase. But our connective tissue is that first period weight training class where they're in there and they're getting better each and every day in those fundamental functional movements that you got to have. And then we get into the summer and that program and spring practice kind of together, the 7-on-7s, the camps, and then they go into the season and operate in 3 different teams. We continually see the benefits of having a freshman team and then having a JV team. These guys are getting to play 7 to 10 games every single year the minute they move in. And then as of late, being able to be in the playoffs, you've said this many times, it's like picking up an extra spring practice.
Yes.
So, you know, when we look at it offensively, we have some young guys that's going to be exciting. I know you got some young offensive linemen who have had an outstanding scout team you're working against our defense. I mean, they're not just going against a defense, they're going against our starting defense every year, and they've gotten better. I mean, I walk down there sometimes and see them, and I'm like, that group could play on Friday night. So, you know, I think the one thing, just speaking specifically about the offense, I think the big thing is finding the who's going to be the center, you know, finding who's going to be the quarterback, and that's kind of the first relationship that has to really develop. And then it's not the most important, but it kind of has to be the first one, because then you can figure out who comes in beside the center.
How you kind of build around them,
because that's your job in the O-line. And from a coordinator standpoint, Coach Martinez and I will get together and begin to build the skill people. We certainly have those guys. They've been waiting their time. We've obviously had some guys that have stepped in and moved in, and so it's a good opportunity to see those guys fill in. And so next year, I think the big question that we sit here today and ask is, will we be in this type of offense? Because when you look at the personnel, that could change next year. So, you know, possibly we'll be in the same offense. Maybe we won't. There's another couple of 2 or 3 ideas that we'll look at, and that's the kind of stuff you and I and the other coaches do in the offseason.
Well, that's something that Coach Chappell, I think that's one of his philosophies that we both were a part of for quite a few years, is he would adjust offensively to whatever the personnel that we had at the moment.
That's right. Well, yes. In fact, his kind of moniker. I mean, I can remember when I first got the job. One of the first conversations I had with him, he said, "Now, you know, Matt, remember, you are what you are, and the offense you run is who you are." And I remember when I was in high school, we were split back veer, we were I, and we were wing T. 3 different years, we were 3 different things, and because that was the personnel we had. And so we'll evaluate that personnel and kind of see what that's going to look like. So we will be what we are. Now, I think where times have changed is this. I don't believe you can say that about your defense. Because
I was going to say the defense is so multiple now.
You are what you play in.
Right.
I mean, when 9 out of your first 10 teams are spread teams, you can sit here and say, well, we're a 4 or 5 man front, by golly, and we're going to line up and we're going to shut you out. Well, guess what? You're going to be, by week 5, you're going to be a 3-man front team because you got to be able to drop 8 sometimes. And so, you know, I think that's where, you know, I'll get with Coach Carpenter and Coach Bennett and the rest of the defensive staff, and we'll begin to say, okay, all right, let's look at what the other teams, we'll do a full scouting report on the other teams, what they have coming back, and we'll kind of begin to assess, okay, what do we want to build getting ready for next year? We have our core principles on defense. I go back to, I mean, we built this defense in 1998 Coach Bennett and me and Kit and all of us, we got together, and this was kind of the evolution of, but it has evolved as the offenses has evolved.
Right.
And the stress points begin to change. So we'll go back, tweak this, kind of configure it to, first of all, we're still personnel oriented, but you almost have to be competition oriented as well, because you got to do what gives you the best chance. And Coach Carpenter, Coach Bennett, Coach Thompson, Coach Penny, Coach Rigdon, they have done an outstanding job of coaching those guys up, whether it's techniques or whatever it might be, to give us, honestly, the best chance you can have against guys like Justin Fields, who's the #1 player in the country. I mean, we can just kind of look at the ways that we've played those guys. And then I think the last point, as we kind of talked a little bit about, the strength of our team, again, should be in our special teams. We're returning, Ivan Mora, who is on most polls, Cole, and all these other polls that are not polls, but rating systems. He's he's top 5 in the country. So we'll be bringing him back. Replacing a snapper, or two, but we'll still have holders and all that. So that should be a strength. So we'll continue to develop him and kind of get him. But at the end of the day, I think we've got a bright future. I think next year's going to be another good year for us. Once again, we'll find out where we're going to be. They're tweaking those classifications again, and so we'll just have to see kind of where we fall.
All right, very good. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back to close up the show in just a minute.
Train like a pro at Performance Sports Academy. Get one-on-one training from former professional and collegiate players, featuring indoor baseball and softball training facilities, ground ball area, 3 pitching mounds, and 4 batting cages. Performance Sports Academy is also available for team rentals. Call 706-537-3169 today and train like a pro at Performance Sports Academy.
Hi, I'm Charles R. Hicks Sr.
Hi, I'm Rick Patton.
Here at Transformers, we specialize in transmission of automatic and manual.
But we also offer all factory scheduled maintenance on all makes and models, along with major and minor repairs on all makes and models.
And all of our remanufactured transmissions comes with a 3-year unlimited mileage nationwide warranty.
We also stock a complete line of BG products to keep your car safe and on the road.
From the Transformers crew, God bless and have a beautiful day.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reginald Sherrill. Are you tired of sweaty underarms and dealing with deodorant stains on your clothes? We're performing a procedure called Mirror Dry. It's safe, non-invasive, sweat and odor-free, deodorant-free. It is clinically proven and FDA approved. I've had the procedure and it really works. The procedure takes about 1 hour, it's local anesthesia, and works immediately. Call our office, Dalton Plastic Surgery, 706-226-3311. 706-226-3311.
I'm Kelsey with the Chick-fil-A here in Dalton, and we're partnering again this year with the Dalton Quarterback Club to provide you an awesome tailgate meal each home game starting at 5:30. Be sure to be here by 6 o'clock for the catwalk and get your Chick-fil-A meal with Coke products sold separately. Chick-fil-A of Dalton reminds you to eat more chicken
and go Big Red! Go Dalton!
You know what makes Carpet Express different from other flooring companies? We care about you. So that you can make the right choice for your home, at Carpet Express we offer carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, ceramic tile, and luxury vinyl tile. We don't only sell you a product. At Carpet Express, we offer quality installation backed by a warranty. We don't stock 1 or 2 products. At Carpet Express, we stock up to 100 different products in each category at affordable prices. So come to Carpet Express where we care about you.
All right, Coach, we're back to close up the show. We've got let's talk a little bit about some of the there's still a few upcoming football things going on. We've got 2 of our young people that are going to be playing down at McEachern on December the 28th.
That's right, December the 28th. And
Baldo Beltran and Jameer Gibbs.
That's right. It's called the Georgia Elite Premier Classic. It's ran by a group that consists of Rusty Mansell with 247 Sports and some of the other Max Preps and all those entities. And it's for the for the state's top sophomores, and they do a different. There's a
For every
freshman
class,
game that's
yeah.
each class, and they're playing in the sophomore class. That's exciting to see those guys.
And that was a direct result of our guys playing on TV at Harrison,
That's
and,
right.
and all those recruiting weenies being there
That's
to,
exactly
to
right.
watch the game, right?
That's exactly
That's how
right.
they got invited.
Well, that and your relationship
Yeah.
with Rusty Menzel. I
Right.
mean, the fact that we were able to have follow-up conversations with him when that game was over with. Jameer has a breakout game. You've noticed number 20 playing against a top recruit, and suddenly, or not 20 but 70 playing
Right.
Osbaldo playing against. Suddenly now there's a conversation. Coach, tell me about these guys, and you're able to say, well, let me tell you about them. Here's the deal. And so the exposure of being on national TV, the exposure of playing against the best talent, and then our connections and our ability to communicate with these guys is certainly that's the direct result of it. And then we'll have another group. There's some various all-star games that are going to be played during that time
For some of the older
For some of
kids.
the older kids, and we'll have some of
I
those
think
guys.
Dylan's playing in one.
That's right. And some of these guys choose not to play in it because they're going right into basketball, they go into
Right.
wrestling, and they're into those sports. But those guys that don't, they'll make those teams and play those. And we'll kind of, from that point, we move into the banquet.
Which will probably be the weekend between the NFC championship game and the Super
You're
Bowl.
lobbying. Is that what you're doing?
It won't be on the
That's
championship
right. We're going to
game
try our
weekend.
best to put it in between championship weekend. That's
Absolutely.
right.
That's a great time
and
to do it.
Super Bowl.
On Sunday.
That's right. On Sunday. It'll be probably the third week of January. And then from there, we flow right into signing day, which is kind of the next. And it's not the send-off. It's kind of the beginning because some of these guys, this will be their first opportunity. And then everything kind of trickles down. Everybody sees where they sign, and then you'll get your 1AAs. Then you get your 2s and 3s in AI and the rest of that stuff.
Absolutely.
So that stuff could go on all the way up until July.
So come out, support the basketball team,
Absolutely.
support all the other DHS sports
Absolutely.
and everything going on throughout
Absolutely.
the wintertime, right?
Absolutely, yeah, man. There's a lot going on, and there will not be a day something's not happening in a gym, in the indoor swimming pool. I mean, you name it, it'll be happening. So please show up and be a part of it. Pull on the red.
And we'll be back next season, same cat time, same cat channel.
Go Big Red.